Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another MLittleProgramming tutorial. In today's video, we will be taking a look at what Python Lambda functions are, the syntax for Python Lambda functions, how to use a Python Lambda function in conjunction with the def function, and if you stay to the end of the video, we'll take a look at the difference between a def function and a Lambda function. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this type of content. Let's jump straight into it. So what is a Lambda function? A Lambda function in Python is an anonymous function. The Lambda function can take any number of arguments, but can only have one expression. In a previous video of this Python for Beginners tutorial series, we've seen normal functions and recursive functions. Those two videos will be flashing in the top right now, and I'll put a link to both of those down in the description. So what's the difference between a Lambda function and a normal function? Well, a normal function, as we have seen so far in the series, uses the keyword def. There is a difference in what the keywords in Lambda functions and def functions do. Def is a keyword that doesn't return anything and creates a name in the local namespace, whereas a lambda is a keyword that returns a function object and does not create a name in the local namespace. The second difference is what the two functions actually do. A function that is defined with def can contain any Python code. A function defined with the lambda has to evaluate to an expression and therefore cannot contain statements like print, import, or raise. So, what's the syntax for a Python Lambda function? Let's now hop into PyCharm to look at the syntax for a Lambda function. The syntax for a Lambda function is the keyword lambda, followed by the argument you wish to pass into the Lambda function, and then a colon to signify to Python that you've finished the Lambda function definition. After the colon, we place the expression you wish to execute. The result of the expression is returned. So let's look at a basic example of how we could use a Lambda function. We could define a Lambda function that doubles the input passed to it. To do this, we would need to use the keyword lambda followed by a parameter, which will be the number we want to double. We'll call this number num. Then, after the colon, the expression will be our number that we passed in times 2. If we were to run this now, nothing would happen. This is because we cannot currently call this Lambda function. So, how can we call a Lambda function? Well, we can actually give a name to the result of our Lambda function. The expression of our Lambda function has to return a result, and it is the result of this expression that we can assign to a value. So, like a variable, we can declare the name we want to assign this result to using an equal sign. We'll call this double. To print this result, we simply call the inbuilt print function as usual, and then inside parentheses, we write the name of our Lambda function, and then inside parentheses, pass our argument into the Lambda function. Our argument is going to be the number 5. So, if we were to run this now, we would see the number 10 printed. It is also possible to have two parameters in our Python Lambda function. To do this, it is similar to how we do this in def functions, by simply putting a comma after our first parameter, and then declaring the name of our second parameter. Again, we can use this like we do in def functions. You could, for example, add the two parameters that we passed in together. So we'll call our second parameter b. Then, in our expression, we'll add our two parameters together. We also pass in multiple arguments the same way as def functions. In fact, we can have any number of parameters in a Python Lambda function. The rules for parameters in Python Lambda functions are the same as in def functions. So we'll pass the number 6 into the Lambda function. When we run this now, we see the number 11 printed. Now we've got the syntax of Lambda functions down, we can now see the power of Lambda functions being better shown when they are used as an anonymous function inside another function. Let's comment out our existing code to see this in action. So for example, let's say that we have a function definition that takes one argument, and that argument will be added with an unknown number. To do this, we would define a def function. We'll call it my_function. We'll pass a number a into the function. Inside this function, we'll return a lambda. The lambda still follows the same rules as before, inside a def function, so we can only place one expression inside the lambda function. Inside the lambda function, we will place our simple expression of adding our argument with an unknown number. So we'll have an unknown number passed in as an argument to the lambda, and we'll call it u, and then our expression will be a plus u. To call this, we can give the result of our lambda a name. We'll call it addNum. We'll assign this name to a call to our def function. This is because our def function returns the value of our lambda function. we'll pass the number 1 into the def function. Now of course, we still need to both output the result of our lambda function, and we need to pass in our second value. To do that, we again define a print statement. Inside this print statement, we will call what we name the lambda, so add num. Inside the parentheses, we are going to pass in the number 2. So, if we run this now, we'll see that we get the output 3. Now of course, these lambda functions can be used in more complex situations, but you can already see the usefulness of these lambda functions. If we were to create the same functionality with normal def functions, we would have had to have created 2 separate def functions. One like we already have done, and another that would be performing the same functionality that the lambda is currently doing. This would of course cause extra code that would make the code readability less than optimal, considering that it is possible to have the same functionality without having 2 def functions. In future videos, we will look at where lambda functions become even more useful when we use them in functions like filter, map, or reduce, that take a function themselves as an argument. But for now though, this is the end of our first look at lambda functions in Python. Thank you for watching the video this far. I hope you got a lot of value from it. If you'd like to see more Python programming tutorials, there will be a link in the description down below to a playlist of Python programming tutorials. I'll put a link to the code you've seen in this video in the description down below. With that said, if you like the video, if you could drop a like on the video, it would be much appreciated, as it really helps the channel, and subscribe to see new Python programming tutorials every week. Also, if you've got any questions about the video, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.